Is this the recording of life?
Could be.
I think it's all of us.
I think what it was, and this is the interesting thing about why now, this could never have been done through her life.
Creativity gave me a tool to be able to escape from the reality. That was the most important thing, and that's where I became a musician. I played the piano accordion, I wrote music at a really young age because it was a way for me to experience something other than the tragedy and the chaos of my home life. And that's how the word facade came about, that I've been virtually fake all my life. And it took me all my life to understand that truth and understanding and wisdom comes, if you're lucky, through a lot of hard work.
Now towards the end of her life, that she can make sense of these characters that have actually been intruding in on her and coming in and out of her persona for so long. And once you recognise something, you can then have control over it.
All right.
I'm a human.
Yeah.
That's all I am.
So,
It doesn't matter whether I'm male, female, I'm a human being.
And that's why this film or this series, if it gets up, is so important to her, because it's almost like it could only be now at the end of her life. It's a bit of a this process for her is cathartic, and it is actually the full circle of the resolution in a way.
My father, I was one of 4 daughters. Can you imagine? I was the 4th that came along. He designed the facade. He called me Robert. And I knew that I shouldn't have been a girl, so I thought I'd be a boy. So that's what I was. That's the first facade, to be approved of and appreciated by him. Well, it didn't really work.
Mum had lots of episodes in her life where, her father, mentally abused her. Kids were just to be seen and not heard. There's awful Mum lying in a graveyard wanting to be dead because her father wanted her to be a boy. And she was never noticed by her parents. She just felt like she was invisible. So she created in her mind different characters to try and be the people that she thought her father wanted initially, which was Robert. And that was a young boy who was sort of big and tough and strong, and she felt weak and not seen. So that character developed. Now, she didn't know that she was developing those characters. It's only now, in retrospect, and there were different episodes through her life where then Figalinda was created.
An Italian named me Figalinda. And can you believe that figa is fig tree? And I won't tell you what Linda means because it's rude. But so that's where Figalinda came along. That was the blossoming of a pathetic little nothing to an egocentric movie star. Belinda didn't suit Kangaroo Island. It was too exotic. It was an ego that Kangaroo Island didn't want. So I became Phoenix. And Phoenix was like rising from the ashes. I was into the environment. I did so much over here. I had Phoenix was above me, looking after the universe, and the real me, was working in this environment, in this business really well. Out of pain and suffering came this incredible creative juice.
Awareness that grew. These are the things that remind me of you. Storm clouds and sunsets, wind in the night.
Writing and poetry with and the guitar and singing, they were my crutches. Seriously, that was my escape. That was the facade. It was the reality. But then after that, when I wrote that, the Facade started.
So we didn't know about any of these what was going on in her mind when we were young and when we were growing up. We just knew that Mum's crazy for a few days, and that was her Belinda mode, or she was being really sad and depressed, and that was, you know, the Robert mode, or you know, being gung-ho in Robert mode. So we're living with her. It was just like having a mum who was just eccentric and wonderful and crazy and challenging, all, you know, all at different times.
Shut up!
So now, what I'm excited by working with Mum on this project, these characters, these people that you've named, let's create them as people. Let's see them and understand them, and maybe that's where part of the story is to bring these different personalities out, and that's where the concept of revealing them, you know, as different personas, and the audience not knowing actually who's real and who is actually one of her personas. And I think that's going to be the magic part in it. You know, she's had such a challenge mentally through her whole life. Her greatest thing is to be able to leave this life, and hopefully someone's been able to connect to some of the struggles that she's had. So I think this is a vehicle of what we're doing together and what we're creating now to the end of her life, a vehicle for her to make sense of it a lot more. So I think it's very personal, but she's happy to share it and other people to connect to it. And I feel personally that that's why I enjoy being a part of this process, and I know Mum so well. Here's cheers with your eyeballs. Yes. Cheers with your eyeballs. Cheers, beers, and lots of cuddles.
I'm a freak of nature. It's as simple as that. That's all I need to say. I am. I'm absolutely astounded at. When I'm astounded, I worked at this, but I can't believe that my memory's better than it's ever been. I'm a freak of nature, and I'd say I've had to work on myself. If I said not another word till you go home, I've said what I want to say, and the Facade is about all of us trying to be more real, that the world is full of, I shouldn't say wankers, but we've all created a facade that masks the beauty of the humanness of each one of us. In fact, that's the nicest thing I've said, that. Oh, you've put that down, have you? I love it. Woo! Good on Belinda. I believe that. What I just said, that's it, in inverted commas. Let's go.
When I sit by the sea and watch the ripples on the water, where could there be a place more peaceful on this earth? I know I will find the joy within me while I'm here, and never fear in solitude I'll find memories of cities on my mind. As the sun's brightness goes to show the eagle will return to see the river flows, as I walk by smell the air so clean and fresh and sweet, unspoiled place not far away from city's smoky haze, but I can see the outside world will soon descend on me. And I know there'll be no place left on this earth quite so complete, with the salt spray in my hair and the hot sand on my feet. When I think of a dream would be that things won't change, but hopes it would seem won't be fulfilled as time goes on and man intervenes and spoils the place that I love best. I'll always fear what he will leave behind, and hauntingly these things are on my mind. watch the ripples on the water. Where could there be a place more peaceful on this earth? I know I will find the joy within me while I'm here, and never fear in solitude I'll find memories of cities on my mind. Memories of cities on my mind. Memories of cities on my mind.
There we go.
There we go.